Judge is a better version of Brock Lesnar.
What is something you love as much as the Charmin Bears love wiping?
As an opposing fan, you'd probably see his face and want to sock him between the cracks.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to Loss of the Buff Replacement. I'm your host, Splash, rocking the City Connect today, even though the Braves stink today, unfortunately. Joined, as always, by Mac and Alex. How are we doing, fellas?
Mariners put down an absolute beatdown on the A's today, so you know that's always nice. Rob Schneider decided to hit a 3-run home run, so that's always fun. And Colt Emerson hit a lefty-lefty triple. So, you know, things are doing good over here.
Sure.
Yeah, things are good. I'm heading to PA on Friday, so spending the weekend in the Poconos, so that'll be fun. So all things are good other than the Mets right now.
And we got some comments firing off. Double Bass, hello. Eddie, yo,
Eddie.
XYZ Balling, Giants.
XYZ Balling. Oh man.
XYZ Balling is
I'm
here
sorry.
on, and I respect that.
Yeah.
Eddie, I got Abner Uribe. He may or may not come up later in the episode. Just FYI.
Look, I'm the wrestling fan. I need to be the one that's advocating for him at this point. Seeing he's doing the
Ralph
DX.
coming in with Tigers or worse. I don't know. Do you guys Tigers or Giants right now? 7-game series. Who wins?
Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, give me Tigers.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the Nuke.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you had brought that up as an option, then
Yeah.
You know, fair enough.
Eddie, man, that
Eddie,
is a great
you're
question.
gonna get kicked. Eddie, you're gonna get kicked. You're gonna get kicked. You're gonna get kicked so far. It'll make a new Cam Little. We'll have to move over. I can put him in timeout. I should do that. Just kidding. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to start with our question of the day. Today, we're recording is May 27th. That's a special day in Major League Baseball history. It's the only day that shares two Hall of Famers born on the same day. Not just the same day, but the same year, too. So, fellas, your question of the day. You're starting a franchise. You get the entire career of this player. Are you choosing Frank Thomas or Jeff Bagwell?
Ooh, that is a great
question.
Two Hall of Famers, both played first base, both were great. I know Thomas more of a DH.
Bagwell did other positions as well. I know
he was mostly first baseman.
Oh no, I'm mixing him up with
Biggio.
Biggio, yeah. Man, and he also got the iconic batting stance from Bagwell, which was definitely taught to you as a kid, I'm sure. Man, that's a great question because, you know, Bagwell also had the speed. Now, granted, he may have been aided by some, you know, just magic vitamins, you know, just
magic out.
Big Hurt is the one guy who complied and we know did not take steroids.
Well, now he's taking testosterone pills. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yes. Yeah, we see that on television all the time. I think honestly, I'm gonna lean Frank Thomas. Big Hurt, he was just such a masher throughout his career. And I know Bagwell was too, but I think I lean the Big Hurt.
Sure. All right, Alex.
Yeah, I think I lean Big Hurt as well. I mean, if we're going purely on first baseman, right? Like, I want someone that is going to absolutely tear the ever-loving cover off of the ball. And one that is legitimately, again, maybe the other people will think differently on this here, but Frank Thomas, I think, had that fear factor a little bit more. I think that Bagwell, don't get me wrong, Bagwell was absolutely amazing in his own right too, but Frank Thomas was just a whole nother animal.
Yeah, and I know Bagwell did have a 30-30 season and was obviously he wasn't a DH because he played his entire career with the Astros when they were in the National League. But still, I think I agree with you. I mean, there's a reason Frank Thomas was called the Big Hurt. I mean, in his prime, I feel like he's almost underrated. I feel like people almost just like don't mention how just amazing he was at the plate.
Right.
Yeah, he sort of suffers from Albert Pujols syndrome. I'd say that the first decade was so dominant. Then you get a younger generation of baseball fans that comes in, and of course he misses the 05 World Series season. Like he played on the White Sox that year, but he wasn't on the playoff roster.
He was injured. Yeah,
so he's not technically a champion. It's like the Ronald Acuna thing, right? Not technically a champion, but he has a ring in theory, but he's not like listed on Baseball Reference or anything. Baseball Reference, by the way, has it essentially pick them. They're both in the 70s war-wise. Thomas, a slightly better hitter. Bagwell gets more defensive value, and he played his entire career at first base as opposed to splitting time between first base and DH. Better base runner, of course. So some nuance there. They're pretty similar in terms of plate appearances. Thomas played longer, but he also missed more time due to injury. And of course, both of them were 1994 MVPs. Bagwell a little aided by the strike because he would have missed the rest of the season, I believe, with the hand injury.
Yeah, Matt Williams had a chance to break 60 homers also.
That's true as well. So 1994
yeah,
saved Montreal baseball as well. But maybe that's a question for a future episode.
Maybe.
But today, fellas, I have a gimmick. I wanted to name it like the Chop game or the Abner Uribe game and emphasize the whole chopping thing. If you are not familiar, please go watch Abner Uribe on Twitter or YouTube. It was brilliant. So I will name 16 players who could be on the move this trade deadline. I know it's a little early, but teams are ebbing and flowing. The Cubs have lost 10 in a row. We'll discuss that later. The Diamondbacks are going hot. The Twins are red hot. Some teams suck. Some teams are really good. I have 16 trade targets. So instead of going one by one and giving a reason why a player might get traded to this team or that team or why he would stay, I am forcing you guys to choose your battles specifically. You are only allowed 3 long form answers. Otherwise, you just got to say the team. So if I say, where is Shohei Ohtani going to play on August 4th? You want to lock in a team, say Dodgers and say lock and go into your explanation. Or you can just say Dodgers and let it go. The other person can answer. There is a scoring method. I don't have the spreadsheet pulled up, but I will update it throughout. So when guys get traded, we will have scores, and there are those levels to the scores. And with locks, they're riskier. You know, if you want to lock in an answer, you get double points. But if you miss, if you miss on a stay, if you say Byron Buxton, he's not on the list. If Byron Buxton, lock it in, he's staying on the Twins, and it gets shipped to the Atlanta Braves, like we all know he needs to be. That's a big negative. That's a big, fat old negative right there. But if you say, I lock in Mike Trout, he's going to Philadelphia, baby, he's also not on the list. Then he's not obviously not going to Philly. I sure hope not. They do need a right-handed outfielder, as does every team in Major League Baseball right now.
He's not going anywhere.
Fellas, shall we begin? Do I need to explain anything else? Do we have any other questions?
No, honestly, it feels pretty self-explanatory. Like we just making sure we can give like little explanations on most of them. Like not going to go into high depth, but there's a few that we're going to lock in on.
Yeah, you get 3 locks each. Otherwise, just a name. Just a name. You got to show your cojones. You got to. The ball is 1/10 of an inch in the strike zone. You got to chop. You got to chop multiple times and make your manager mad.
Okay.
If you don't chop, then you get one word. That's it. You get to say you get Cardinals, Blue Jays, Twins, Braves, Yankees, Mets. I don't think the Mets are trading for any of these players. Actually,
probably not.
There's
sorry,
very little chance.
Padres. So, fellas, we shall begin with the Cuban Missile himself, Aroldis Chapman. Where will Aroldis Chapman be playing baseball on August 4th? Mac, I will begin with you.
Dodgers.
All right. Alex.
Brewers.
Okay. Those are some of the answers of all time. I can assure you of that. All right. So Alex says Brewers, and Mac goes with the Dodgers. All right. Player number 2.
Wait, Splash, are you not going to give yours? Or
I said Brewers. Oh, am I gonna give mine? I
Yeah.
didn't actually think about that. I guess I could.
Okay. I mean,
I
it's up to you.
I hadn't thought about that one iota. I can. Let me ponder a moment. Boston. I think he stays in Boston.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. Player number 2. Orioles left fielder, renowned for being the best Barry Bonds impersonator on the planet right now, besides his stunning lack of power, Taylor Ward. Alex, where will Taylor Ward be on August 4th?
Tampa. Going to the Rays.
Okay. Mac.
Brewers.
I will say I did have him on Brewers earlier on my list, but
Okay.
earlier.
Okay.
Splash?
I'm going to go Braves.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Number 3, a player that once pitched almost a no-hitter and then almost did it again, in fact, for that 2013 Cardinals team, the Devil Magic that got just dunked on all over by David Ortiz. Michael Wacha. I will begin with one Michael Wacha, and I think Michael Wacha will be on the Yankees.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt, we will go to you.
Back to the Padres, one of his former clubs.
Okay. Alex.
I got the Diamondbacks.
All right. Arizona. They're red hot right now. We might talk about them later.
Maybe.
All right. Player number 4 would fit it right in with Scooby-Doo because it's Scooble-Dooble-Doo, baby. Tarek Skubal of Lima Beam fame. Alex, where will Tarek Skubal be on August 4th?
I'm using one of my locks here.
All right. Lock it in. Or is it a hard lock or a soft lock, buddy?
It's going to be a soft lock.
All right. Soft
Here.
lock.
The soft lock is going to be they stays in Detroit. I mean, I feel like this is bang obvious here. As much as, like, this feels very similar to, like, the Shohei Ohtani situation from a couple years ago. Like, yeah, you have a player that is absolutely you can't find the value for here. Like we saw earlier here in the Juan Soto saga, right? That they did find a trade value for him, but it looked bad, honestly, for both teams when you now look at the end of it here, the end result. So I think on this one, I don't think there's going to be a team that is going to be willing to pay the price it's going to take for one half of a season of Tarek Skubal here, because you know it is going to be a mammoth package. Right? There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that here. I don't think any team is going to be willing for a player that is going to play one time. It's like that's going to play once every 5 days here, that you're going to give up what's probably going to end up being like three organizational top 10 prospects and a major league talent.
Okay. Fair points. Fair points. Mac, where will Tarek Skubal be? Tarek Skubal will be, easy for me to say, on August 4th.
He will still be on the Detroit Tigers. He's staying put.
Okay. I definitely hit the wrong button there. That's okay.
Oops.
All right, Tigers. And I will say Tarek Skubal is a...
Are you going for the content? Or are you
I think I'm going to have to do it. Give me the Dodgers, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we stay in the AL Central. A player of slightly less strong pedigree, with all due respect to Ryan Jeffers and his family. Ryan Jeffers, welcome down. I'm going to go first here. New York Yankees, the Bronx Bombers.
And I'll go ahead and second that. I also have the New York Yankees.
Okay.
It'd be really fun for the content to say something else, but no, on my list, I also have him going to the Bronx.
Okay. So no points for any of us for that one.
Yay!
We're
Good job,
all on the
everybody.
same page there.
All right. We go to a player who once robbed Alex's heart, not once, not twice, but thrice in one game, and robbed the Mariners of 3 home runs. The home run slugger himself, Joe Adell. Mac, where will Joe Adell be on August 4th?
Still in Anaheim. He's staying put.
Okay. All right, Alex.
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is not like defending anything. I just want to say they went for an Angels outfielder before. It turned out pretty well for them.
Yeah, you got Brandon Marsh, who has the similar BABIP to Ty freaking Cobb.
Yeah, which is
Short,
diabolical.
buddy. Joe Adele, he will be on the Angels still. All right, we got a big bopper. He is a player that is being compared to Michael Harris now according to Braves Twitter. But instead of Michael Harris, he does have a big home run that turned those tables around. I think I screwed that up. That's okay. 2022 World Series hero, Yordan Alvarez. Alex.
This is my hard lock. Here.
Okay.
The hard lock is that he's not leaving Houston. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love nothing more than to see him, like, let's say, I don't know, in Seattle wearing a Mariner uniform instead. But there's no chance that he leaves here, right? I mean, yes, the Astros are down this year here, but that does not mean it's going to be for very long. And honestly, he is a level of hitter that the team will build around more. Like, I mean, I think if there's any DH right now in Major League Baseball that you build around, or you would even consider building around, it is one Yordan Alvarez. So yeah, no, he is not leaving Houston. That's my hard lock.
Okay, I'm actually going to second you. This is my hard lock in 2 words here, Jim Crane. Jim Crane wants to win. He's not going to trade Yordan Alvarez. That's not going to happen. Maybe you'll trade other pieces around Yordan, Jeremy Pena. We have a certain player who I like a lot coming down further on the list, but you could see some other guys get moved. You're not moving Yordan Alvarez. You're not going to move a guy who, depending on what month it is, he's the best hitter in the world. He's one of 4 guys you can have that claim and not be laughed out of the building with Judge, Ohtani, Soto, and Yordan himself. Like, you're not going to give up on that talent easily unless you're the Washington Nationals trading Juan Soto. Good job, idiots. Mac, where will Yordan Alvarez be?
Am I allowed to do a hard lock here too?
Yes, you are.
Sure.
Because, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Okay. The Astros, I mean, the thing is the Astros are slowly coming out of like their early season slump, which obviously they are never going to stay that bad for that long. But even if they were to sell at the deadline, I think this is the one guy they don't sell. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for them. If there's one guy on your team that you are going to keep, this guy, when he's healthy, is like a top 5 hitter in all of baseball. So they're not trading him. Plus, he has like plenty of club control, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they would get a return that is not nearly equal to Yordan Alvarez. So it would be, I wouldn't say it'd be like when the Nats traded Soto, but it's one of those things where they would probably get an underwhelming return. So yeah, I'm going to lock it in that he's not going anywhere.
Here's a question for you guys, by the way. Here, just kind of like spur of the moment question. Here, we've now both, like, I think all of us have now used like locks here on both Yordan Alvarez and Tarik Skubal. Tarik Skubal is.
Whoa, slow down. You're the only lock on Skubal.
Oh, I was the only one on Skubal. Okay, then I'm good. I will, my only locks then on Skubal. But my question I think would still stand. Who do you think would get the bigger package in a return? Right? Like, it's a tough question. I think.
Given that Skubal hasn't returned yet, like, okay, the Nano Needle, we don't podcast enough to talk at length about the Nano Needle. If that was like a 2 times a week or 3 times a week podcast, maybe we have more about the Nano Needle, but the whole Skubal scope thing, I think it'll work, but he's not back from a new surgery. So there's some element of, do we know if he's going to be the exact same? Like, are we 100% sure here? Like, we think he's going to be back to normal. Then also Yordan has a couple extra years of time. So it's a rental versus like a semi-rental, so that'll drive up the price on Yordan. Also position player versus pitcher, that sort of thing.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I understand Tarik Skubal is a top 2 pitcher in Major League Baseball, I would say. But you're getting him to pitch once every 5 days. Even if you make the postseason, you have him for I don't know, 3-4 months, and then he's probably back on the free agent market. Yeah, Alvarez probably gets the larger return.
Thank you. I thought the same thing. I just wanted to bring it up here because it does show now at this point that, because I think a lot of people, when they are building a team or building a franchise around, they're going to want to go for a starting pitcher over a designated hitter here, and / sometimes outfielder, though please do not put Yordan in the outfield. It's really painful to watch. But that's kind of what my point on here is, that yes, Skubal is a top 2, top 3 pitcher in Major League Baseball, But are you willing to give that kind of a haul for someone that is, one, going to only pitch every fifth day, two, is coming off of surgery, and three, because coming off surgery, you're not quite sure what you're going to get out of him. Whereas for Jordan, it's a little bit of I would say that's a bit of a safer bet, but also we do know Jordan's injury history too. It comes down very much to who do you trust more, the person that's never going to play the field or the person that's going to play once every fifth day?
Fair.
Exactly.
Fair. Yeah, I think Jordan's like the biggest name, I'd say, of the, well, he and Scuba are kind of like co big names here. And I don't think it's super likely that either get traded. And I think, Alex, you're perfectly reasonable in using your one of your locks on Scuba staying in Detroit, but they're big names, and you never know. Like, we didn't think Mason Miller was going to be traded last year, and the Padres parted ways with the number 3 at the time, and number 1, depending on the list now, Leo DeVry. They just parted ways with him to get Mason Miller. So who knows if a team wants to go do that. So we're going to move to Queens with Freddie Peralta, and I'm actually going to take the stage here. This is a soft lock for me. The first time we're doing a soft lock for a player leaving a club. Freddie Peralta, get ready to learn Craig Counsell again, buddy. The Chicago Cubs. Craig Counsell was already on a team that extended this man. And as much as funny as I think it would be if they traded him back to the Brewers, I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be objectively hilarious. I do think the Cubs could use more pitching. You have players getting injured, helping out their children. Cade Horton blew his arm out. I think they need some more pitching. Shota Imanaga is a good pitcher. I don't know how well he's going to face or how well he's going to fare on days the wind is blowing out, when it's hotter at Wrigley Field, when it's hotter at other stadiums. Like, he's really good if the wind is blowing in. Those fly balls are lazy fly balls, lazy pop-ups, the Andrew Abbott method. But he has a massive home run problem. That's scary. Edward Cabrera would probably walk one of us if given enough opportunities, with all due respect. And the Cubs need like someone with like lights out stuff, legitimate lights out stuff. Justin Steele, I know he's working his way back from injury last year, but Imanaga, Steele, even Horton, Cabrera has some nasty stuff, but he doesn't have exactly pinpoint control. Peralta can strike you out. He can strike 10 guys out, and I wouldn't be surprised. So I think the Cubs go get a big time arm. They pay him, and they have sort of like what they did with Kyle Tucker last year. You walks at the end of the season. Oh, well, the Cubs, no sort of deal. But they need some help, and I think Peralta would be a big help. Alex, sir, Freddie Peralta, where does he go?
Cleveland Guardians.
Okay. I'm going to also soft lock the Cubs here. It just makes too much sense. The Cubs are not a division rival for the Mets. So, you can trade it within the National League, I think. Also, the Cubs are not going to stay this bad. Like, we saw how great they can be. They are on a 10-game losing streak and are currently, if I'm not mistaken, they are tied with the Pirates as of this moment. But they're going to get back into contention. The NL Central also isn't going to stay this OP. But yeah, I think the Cubs line up perfectly here. They need all the starting pitching in the world. So yeah, it makes too much sense for Peralta to go there. I will say, not sold on him getting extended. He's expressed that he does not want to get traded and that he wants to stay in Flushing. And they've even hinted that even if they trade him, he could end up back in Flushing. So I'm not going to lock in that he has a relationship with Craig Counsell, but I don't know if he necessarily gets extended there. Are
you saying he's going to pull a Merrill Kelly?
I'm not going to say yes there, but it's possible.
Right. Fair. All right. We're going from Queens to the land of the fish that just swept the Mets. Sorry, buddy. I have to mention it if it ends on a walk-off grand slam. Sandy Alcantara, the former Cy Young Award winner. Mac, where will Sandy be pitching in August?
Cleveland. Guardians.
Okay. Alex.
Cubs.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not gonna give reason. I'm just gonna say they got Sixto. It's time to get Sandy now.
Okay. I think he stays in Miami.
All right, fair.
Fair enough.
All right. We move to player number 10, a Cy Young Award winner, a man who was almost after Alex's heart. Then he faced Jordan Alvarez in a playoff game. Robbie Ray of the San Francisco Giants. Alex, what you got?
A reunion with the Diamondbacks.
Okay. All right. Matt.
I have a different reunion. He's going back north. He's going to the Blue Jays.
I could see it.
Okay. I could potentially see those. Robbie Ray will be Cub.
We each had. Okay, fair enough.
Can you tell the Cubs need starting pitching?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now, player number 11, a player once after Mac's own heart and after the heart of a lot of people in the Bronx, but not actually after the fine folks in Sacramento. Luis Severino. Mac, your choice.
He'll still be residing in West Sacramento. He's staying put.
Sure. All right, Alex?
Yeah, no, this is my last lock here. He's staying in Sacramento. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I feel like they've been trying to trade him for right now, just can't get the right price. And at some point, like, they're still competing for the American League West. I mean, they just lost the division lead today to Seattle. They're not going to trade down at this point here. They're going to keep their guy.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna go Braves.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot my shot, I guess.
Fair. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah.
All right. We have a player who is unfortunately not known as Jewish Runner, Christian Walker. Clap it up. That might have been my worst joke of all time, and I've had a lot of them. Christian Walker. Alex, your current arch nemesis, where will he be playing in August?
In August, he will be a part of the team of Pure Friendship, the Brew Crew.
Okay. Mac. Christian Walker.
San Diego Padres.
Ooh. Okay.
I have a reunion. Arizona.
I was considering that.
I thought about that.
I considered it.
I considered it.
All right. We have 4 players left. Alex, you are out of locks.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 lock left. Mac has 1 lock left. 4 players left. We move to the Rockies. It's always one other relievers. Antonio Senzatella. I will go first here. Braves. For the 3rd year in a row.
I'll go here again next. Braves.
All right, I'm going to a different National League East team. He's going to the Phillies.
Okay.
All right.
Glad we're sort of on the same wavelength there.
Real quick for you here, Splash, right? Like, talking about, you said that he's starting pitcher and also a reliever as well. He's only started games this year, from what I checked on his baseball record.
Nah, he's opposite. He's only a reliever.
Oh, he's only relieved games, excuse me.
Yeah. He's been nasty as a reliever this year. He's not going back, I don't think.
Yeah, no. All right, fair enough.
It's sort of a bit, to be honest. I mean, Severino has the Hefner connection, and Senzatella has the because the Braves traded for Pierce Johnson 3 years ago now, and then they traded for Tyler Kinley last year. So another Rockies to Brave reliever.
And also Walt Weiss, their manager, used to be Rocky. I don't think he managed Senzatella because it was Bud Black, but no.
Okay, so Splash, real quick for the bits of this year, so then we have more points to be going around here. Can I change my answer then? Keeping it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, if he keeps as a reliever, Seattle.
Okay.
Leave help.
Sure thing. All right. We have a man who tries to be Yu Darvish, even once threw for the Padres, Seth Lugo. Mac, he was on your Mets once time before. Where will Seth Lugo be pitching?
Big Seth Lugo fan. He's going to the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
You said it just a moment ago, Splash. Padres, going back.
Okay. We got another reunion. All right. Seth Lugo will be a... do I say Cubs again for the bit?
You can. You absolutely can.
I
think
should.
that's actually a pretty safe bet.
Cubs, and it would be 0 points if I miss it. I'm going to go. We'll go Brewers.
Okay.
Brewers.
He is kind of Brewers coded. I get it.
All right.
I definitely thought about it. Yeah.
All right. A man after the heart of Jeff Fry, and Jeff Fry only, I think.
And not Gaetti.
Defensive wizards nowadays. The heir apparent to the Ron Washington School of learning how to play the infield, Luis Arraez. Where will he end up? Alex, we'll go to you.
The Rays.
Okay.
I have an explanation for it, but we're not going to get into that. That's
Right.
for the part of the set.
Mac, we'll go with you.
I also have the Rays.
Yeah! Let's go!
Okay.
That was what I felt like legit was going to be controversial. The fact that you have there with me, I love it. Let's go.
Oh, that's okay. I respect it. I'm actually going to lock this one in. This is a soft lock. I think he stays with the Giants. He's like the one bright spot on the team. Every other player on the team is down to the dumps. Chapman is yelling at Casey Schmidt. They all suck. Adames sucks. Ramos sucks. Like the pitching staff is either hurt or sucks. Patrick Bailey got traded. I think they're going to keep someone around to be like a competent piece in the lineup and hit 300, maybe win a batting title, someone for the vibes. I know Rise have been traded multiple times before now, Minnesota to Miami, Miami to San Diego, but I think he sticks around for the full season and has a nice full, hits 320, above average defense. I can't believe I'm saying that, at second base. And listen, I guess I have a bit of a reputation for not liking Luis Arraez, dating back to the comments I made when he got traded. And I said, if you're Marlins management and you close your eyes, is Luis Arraez in your World Series picture? And I said, no. Well, maybe that's a hater, but Luis Arraez has turned a new leaf. And I like what he does for San Francisco. And I think San Francisco needs some stability with the whole Tony V situation and Chapman and the whole, the crotch stuff in the outfield. They need like a solid guy who's going to hit 300 for them. So,
by the way, the whole Hingle McCringleberry thing going on.
The McCringleberry celebration is wild, man.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank the Giants for that one.
Allowed to throw a first pitch at some point. They'd be up for it.
Yeah. All right. And our final player, who is unbelievably still on the Red Sox, who the Red Sox are putting BTA against my beloved Barves today, unfortunately. Jarren Duran. Mac, end us out here. Where will Jarren Duran be applying his trade?
So I'm going to soft lock this, and I am sorry to my friends in Pittsburgh. He's going to the Pirates. This just screams Ben Cherington right here. This team, whenever they try to buy, ends up, doing these awkward, buy low situations where, we've seen it, a couple years ago when they were like, all right, yeah, we're going to go for it. Instead of trading for Jazz Chisholm, they traded for Brian De La Cruz. This is a situation where I just don't see the Pirates overpaying when they could be a year early. So I think their one addition to the lineup is going to be Jarren Duran.
Okay.
I can see it.
Makes sense to me. Alex?
We'll keep the same color. He's going to the Reds.
Okay. Reds. I will go. I'm going to go Padres.
Okay. I can see it.
Okay. So I will flash up our picks here. I'm going to give one player. You didn't lock him in necessarily. One player you're allowed to talk about if you would like to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But one player. This is a freebie. No locks involved.
Just free talking about it.
Yeah, feel free. One player.
I'm not gonna. I'll give it a second here, but I just want to say there was definitely a kind of a theme with some of mine here, where yes, it made sense, but also I wanted to have a couple of reunions just because I felt like it made sense. But there's a lot of players that, while I was making my list here, I was throwing back and forth here. As for my one that I would want to talk about a little bit more here, I think. Okay, I wasn't planning on this one, but I'm going to anyway. Antonio Senzatella. Seattle's in a very weird position right now with their relief corps, because right now you do have very, very good relievers here. The problem is with some of them, they're not performing at the full level. Andres Munoz has been, I'll be honest, shaky. He's not looked amazing. He's looked like he's been having issues here. Brash is just coming back from injury. Spire is just coming back from injury. And Bizzardo is doing good work. Good for Antonio Bizzardo, which, by the way, his sweeper is just out of this world good. But after that, you've got, Cooper Criswell. You've got Alex Hoppy. Like, if you could get another arm in there, that bullpen immediately looks so much better. And again, you're going to put him in the dead ballpark known as T-Mobile Park. That is going to make, if he's showed that he can pitch in Coors Field, I don't think he's going to have a problem pitching in Seattle. Just gonna throw that piece out there. Yeah. I don't think that Seattle is like a relief piece away from being perfect. Seattle has a very interesting problem right now where they have too many good players at the same position right now, where you have the backup at shortstop, you have the backup at starting pitcher, and a backup at right field here. And at that point, now you're trying to figure out how do you maneuver these players around. This is a good problem to have. It is. I'd rather have too many good players than not enough good players. So I had to try and target an area that is not going to affect any of those areas, but is going to help make it a little bit easier to fill in the gaps of a, quote, area of need, which is wild to say that considering that Seattle's one of the better bullpens in Major League Baseball. But adding an Antonio Senzatella to be right there alongside Bizzardo, Spire, and Brash, and then Munoz in the ninth, or you could even move Munoz out of the ninth if you really needed to, although I don't think you should. He does better in the ninth than he does any other inning. So, with that being said, no, I think Senzatella to Seattle makes more sense when you put it under the idea that he is fully a reliever.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, Mac, do you have any that you want to go on?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on Aroldis Chapman here. I picked Dodgers. I mean, I know that like Tanner Scott has been much better this year, but Chapman, there's a guy you want to add to, your run to try to three-peat. I mean, this guy has 2 World Series rings. He's been, contrary to what Yankee fans will tell you, Aroldis Chapman's actually a very good postseason pitcher. Look at his numbers. He was especially great the last time he made it to the World Series with the Rangers. Also, the Dodgers, I don't know if you can expect Edwin Diaz to be anything this year. That injury is pretty serious. He's out until, who knows, July, August. And then, who knows whatever he's doing off the field, the weird shenanigans. I think at this point it makes too much sense for Chapman to go there. I know Scott is also a lefty, but the Dodgers, it feels like every year their sort of weakness is the bullpen. I think if you get Aroldis Chapman, it's not really a weakness anymore. So yeah,
sure. And some people in Braves country have floated around Chapman. They floated around lefty relievers. I think that's fair because you sent Aaron Bummer to the shadow realm, and you have Dylan Lee, and Dylan Lee is excellent. But do you want another arm? That'd be nice. You have 2 high leverage righties, 2 high leverage lefties, and then your whatever starters don't pan out or aren't in your rotation come October, whether that's Fuentes, Lopez if he figures it out, Waldrop in theory, Waldrop with the fastball splitter combo in like a one inning burst. Ooh, maybe that would be good. Grant Holmes, maybe, who knows? But I guess the guy I do want to touch on. I don't know if Sandy gets traded. The Marlins have had so much time to trade him. They could have chosen any time in the last few seasons, and they just have stuck it out and stuck it out and stuck it out and stuck it out. And he has a team option for next year. So if you still want to trade him, you could trade him next season. And he hasn't been particularly good this season. He leads the majors in innings as of entering play today. So that's good, but he has a 4.66 ERA. That's well below average. He's a 4.28 FIP. That's same as last year. That's bad. A 1.3 WHIP. That's not very good. So I don't know if you're the Marlins, are you going to trade a franchise icon for pennies on the dollar? And maybe you just hope that he has a nice month of form or something, because it's not like he's been totally cooked since he won the Cy Young. He's had some moments, but the last 2 years it's just been really brutal to try to trade him. So I think he ends up staying. And I know that's kind of a soft way to go here, but I don't know. I just think some guys end up, you kind of miss your window to trade them.
Yeah, it's I think their opportunity was probably I don't even know when their opportunity would have been. That's the thing. I guess it would have been after 2022, after he won the Cy Young. That would, because he hasn't really been the same since that year. And obviously he pitched through the UCL injury. I'm assuming most of 2023, and then he missed all of 2024. Wasn't really that good in 2025. So at this point, this might be their best shot. But yeah, I think really their best chance was 2022. I know, the whole sell high gimmick doesn't always work, but his value was never going to get any higher.
I think, honestly, a lot of the argument that we're using here for Alcantara also goes into the argument for Severino here, because I feel like if you were going to trade him, it was going to happen before this season. It was going to happen during the offseason at some points here. But now that the A's are in the race here, it means that they're probably not going to be looking to downgrade a pitcher here for it. And then when it comes to Alcantara, yeah, right. Honestly, the reason why I had him move here is that I think that he's going to be one of the overpays of the trade deadline, just because it's going to be the Cubs are watching these other teams get pitchers, and they're like, okay, we've got to get someone.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is I think some team is going to bite on, he was a Cy Young Award winner and he's still an effective starting pitcher. He's not great. He's an innings eater, though. That was the whole concept, Foolish Baseball came up with, the Chad innings eater. At this point, it's weird to say that about a guy who used to be a Cy Young contender, has the hardware, but at this point, it's kind of what he is.
I mean, even when he was at his peak, his value was less like pure dominance and more, I'm going to eat 8 innings for breakfast today.
Exactly, yeah. 6 complete games when no other team had that many.
Yeah, he's really impressive, and I feel like he would fit right in Philly. Like that workhorse mentality. Yeah. He's sort of like a solid blend between Wheeler and Nola. I guess Sanchez with the sinker, but just different parts of each. But yeah, I
agree with that.
I could see it. If you were hosting the segment, who's one player you would have included that I did not include?
Ooh. See, that's kind of the thing, right? Is that one thing that's kind of funny, right? You go over the divisions right now, and some of these divisions are so weird right now. Here, the American League West's leading team, the Seattle Mariners right now, have a below 500 record. You go look at the NL Central, every team is above 500. That's kind of insane to think about. But that's the thing is, I really don't know. Let me think on that for just a moment. Let me think on that.
Sure.
I'm gonna include a guy, and I know this team is currently, tied for second place in their division, but I don't see them hanging on forever. I would include Riley O'Brien here. I really, and you've seen it already. The Cardinals have lost 4 in a row in 7 of 10. I don't see them hanging on this long. I think the Brewers are starting to pull away a little bit, or they're starting to get some separation there. I think there's a guy who probably the highest value on that team. I mean, relievers are always super, super highly valued. So I would include O'Brien on this.
Yeah, you think I could probably include 20 relievers, and some I've heard of, some you've never heard of, some you're I remember in 2021 when the Braves made all their moves at the deadline, the guy I was most excited for was Richard Rodriguez, who was not on the playoff.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to help out the bullpen. The bullpen ended up being absolutely nails. They have a nickname in Atlanta.
Without him. Yeah.
Yeah, without him. And then all of the outfielders are would have been a playoff round MVP if it had existed in the DS with Jock Peterson. But yeah, I think there's, again, probably 30 relievers I could have included. That it just who knows, man. Reliever roulette. It's really hard to be a consistent reliever. This is why I hype up Bryce Iglesias every single season, because he's consistent. The one guy that is, because
it's impossible.
Mac, I'm not trying to pick on you. Devin Williams was the best reliever in baseball for 3 years. Now he has a 5 ERA. and was bad last year with the other New York team.
I mean, to use Edwin Diaz too. I mean, dude just randomly became like the worst pitcher in baseball in 2019, and then the next year it was like, oh, Edwin Diaz again. You know, it's
Tanner Scott, his teammate now.
The trumpets.
Yeah.
Or Andres Munoz. I was doing the WAR update earlier. Actually, I can pop it up for you if you want it. The WAR update. Like Alex is sitting over here with a big old negative for Mr. Munoz. It's like, okay. And I have a negative for Griffin Checks, but Mason Miller, he's God's gift to humanity. Maybe I should widen it so you guys can all see them.
Corn agrees too.
I'm doing so bad this year. Dang.
Yeah, you got some pitching and you got some injuries. Crochet's injured. Ronald's was out for a little bit. Langford's hurt. Cal's hurt.
Yeah.
So
just unlucky, I guess.
I have some injuries too. Guerrero got hit on his inside elbow yesterday or the other day.
Ooh,
Baldwin's hurt.
That can't feel good. Yeah.
Soto missed some time. Tatis hasn't homered yet.
I can't comprehend that one. Dude.
I can't either.
I have no idea. I still think he's going to end up with 20 home runs.
He might, but like it's past Memorial Day and he still has no homers.
It's like unbelievable.
Like, here's the thing right now. The fact that we are now living in a reality where Fernando Tatis Jr. and Chandler Simpson have the same amount of home runs this close to June is hilarious.
It's crazy.
And we also have the same number of home runs.
We do, in fact.
It's crazy.
He
has the same number as his dad does.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chan-Ho Park. And then awards odds. Fellas, yeah.
Yes.
Fellas, oh, man. I am here. I am him at 132%. I forgot to update it last week. My sincerest of sincerest apologies. I just totally forgot to do that. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. I got Ohtani and Murakami carrying me. A little bit of Dylan Cease. His number tanked after the whole going on the IL for the first time in his career bit. So
I can't believe
thanks, Mr. Non-mustached man. But at least 10% is better than 8%.
Man, I really threw with the Okamoto pick so far.
It's okay. He's been all right. It's just been Murakami and McGonigal have been so good.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I do have the other person I figured out for who I could put on the list.
Sure.
Here on this. And sorry, Mac, because it's a Mets here. Jorge Polanco. Like, he's coming back from injury here in a little bit. But a switch. Anytime you have a switch hitting infielder, I feel like there's value in that here. And I don't see how much he's going to try and stay in New York here. So.
I'm going to be honest. That would be a colossal mistake by the Mets because he has basically no value currently.
Oh, I'm aware.
He is coming off an injury, has sort of a big salary, and like hasn't played the field since the second game of the season. If they were to trade him, they are getting like a low-level DSL dude who hasn't played a professional inning. Like,
are we? I think that's a worthwhile question. Are we 100% sure? Like, Jorge Polanco is a starter for your playoff team? I guess it depends on the team.
I guess also we'd have to see what he does between when he gets activated from the injured list and the trade deadline.
Right, because we've also
he started a rehab assignment today.
Yeah, actually, it was funny. They had a video of his rehab assignment where he tried to challenge.
Yeah,
double A, but they don't have challenges there.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either. So I'm like, hey,
yeah, and then he singled anyway. So ball don't lie.
Enough. Here's my thing when it comes to Polanco. Right? Again, I experienced this last year as a Mariner fan, but there are times where he will just break out for a month plus of just being the best hitter on God's green earth. But there are also times where he's just going to look bad, and you'll also know that he doesn't really play the field near as well as he needs to. Honestly, again, I think he has more value. Like, he has the ability to play the field if you need it, but I think his value is best as a DH. Here, if having a switch hitting DH, I think is so undervalued because it's a guy that you can plug into the lineup every single day because you don't have to worry about the righty-lefty matchup, and it's a guy that, as long as you know that he's going to be hitting, and he's been in a good streak, you're not going to worry about him on the lineup card. He's just going to be there at 4, 5, maybe 6 if you need to here. But, and then also, again, like I said, if you need him to go into the field for a game, not going to be as pretty, but you can do it.
Sure. Again, you have there's a lot of players, and things can change over time. There's guys that maybe if the Cubs figure it out, if Matthew Boyd returns, Shota pitches better, who knows? They might not need as much pitching, or if a player like Gage Jump, who made his debut yesterday, if he's really good, maybe the A's are okay with parting ways with Severino, or maybe they want to bring in more pitching and bolster the staff. Who knows? So a lot of things can go their separate ways. We have some quick hitter topics, fellas. 3 words only. I have 3 questions for. Well, really, 3.5 questions for you. First off,
All right.
the Astros, led by Tatsuya Imai, threw a combined no-hitter the other day. Are combined no-hitters a real, genuine accomplishment? Mac, your 3 words.
3 words are tough. Gonna give 3 simple words. Yes, they are. Come on.
I had the same thing here, where it was yes, it counts.
Okay.
A no-hitter is a no-hitter.
Yeah, I will go with tradition be darned. Yeah, I mean, it counts. I know it's not as special as a regular no-hitter. But that's fine. Cool, whatever. It's more special than a combined shutout. Like, that would be weird if you just, a combined shutout. Just what? When will we get a combined perfect game?
We got
technically it can't happen, because by definition a perfect game is 1 pitcher.
Okay.
So unfortunately, even if it was no hits, no walks, no errors, no anything like that, it could not be considered a perfect game, because the perfect game is 1 pitcher, 27 up, 27 down.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, question number 2. Which one is more real? The Cubs losing their last 10 entering play today, or the Diamondbacks going 10-1 in their last 11? Alex.
All right, so my 3 words for this one's kind of go back to our last segment. Cubs need pitching. They need to have pitching if they're going to win any ball games, especially considering how tough the NL Central is right now. And the fact that every team's above 500 at the moment here, going on a losing streak like this is not a death sentence, but Lord, you need some help if you're going to make it work. So, and that starts with getting pitching.
Sure, Mac.
I'll go snakes stay hot. I just, that team in the desert, I thought people were sort of sleeping on them. I didn't necessarily say they were going to be world beaters, but I think their offense is way better than people were giving them credit for. And they did sell off a little bit, but they didn't do like a hard sell last year. They traded 2 guys on expiring deals, both to the same team. But this is still a solid team. Plus, they called up Ryan Waldschmidt, and I think he's going to be a solid big leaguer. So, yeah, I think the Diamondbacks, maybe they aren't necessarily this great, but I think they could sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, my 3 words are Marte Parte activated. Ketel Marte has been the best hitter in baseball over the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. I do want to mention Corbin Burns. He's looming. He's lurking. He's lurking around. I don't know how long. I don't know if he's going to be back to peak effectiveness. We've seen Garrett Cole. He's actually pitching right now, I believe. His first outing was fine. No runs. That's important, but it's fine. I don't know how good Burns is going to be coming back, but that's sitting there. They could also make some moves at the deadline. Who knows? And they do have a weird World Series run on their ledger with Marte getting a hit in every playoff game. So I don't know. Who knows? And finally, more for a season-long approach. Which of these surprise teams are you buying? The Washington Nationals, the St. Louis Cardinals, or the Chicago White Sox? I will go first. Big Wood wins. James Wood, man, and CJ Abrams. James Wood is just an unbelievable baseball specimen. I don't use this lightly, because this man is the guy I'm about to talk about. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's a Triple Crown winner, a multi-time MVP, a champion. James Wood gives me like Miguel Cabrera, like field spraying vibes. It's just the majestic home runs to left center field. I watched one when I went to the Giants game. He just peppers the left center bullpen, which is impressive because he's a left-handed hitter and you're not supposed to hit it that direction. the defense is bad. The whole team's defense is bad. I get it, but Blake Butera, I will give him lots of credit. They have the number one scoring offense in baseball. We talk about like the three true outcomes and wanting to get back to like not old timey baseball, but like small ball. The Nationals have like a mix of both, a real healthy mix of both. That you have Nasim Nunez, who, depending on what day it is, leads the majors in steals. You have James Wood and Abrams, who provide the power. It's just Keber Ruiz hits for contact. The guy who shares a birthday with me, Jorby Vivas, he hits for some contact. Jacob Young, excellent defender. Is hitting for power inexplicably. Dylan Cruz, they just called back up. It's a really goofy team, but they score a lot of runs. I got to give them fair play for that. All right, Alex.
All right. My three words are Nishida, Murakami, Naisu. I love watching these two play together. Like, here's the thing. The White Sox are one of my favorite teams right now just because they are having so much fun. They are just playing the game of baseball. They know that the expectations are not high. They're just going at it and having a heck of a time while doing it. And you know what? They're winning ball games. If we learned anything from Team Venezuela in the WBC, is that vibes win championships. Here, if you have the good vibes along with you, you are going to play well. And right now, the vibes, especially after the throws that Ishida has been making here, where he's been getting the Ichiro comparisons to, although he has very openly said he does not want those comparisons because he does not feel he is worthy of those, which, by the way, just makes him even better in my book because he's a humble man, and we love that here. But, no, I really like what I'm seeing from the White Sox here. Murakami is just bashing all the haters right now coming into this season. I love this kid. I love what this team is doing. I think there's a very realistic shot that they go for it here, and they could even make a move at the deadline. I'm not saying that they're going to, win the World Series or anything, but I would not be surprised, especially if this train keeps going, that they could maybe compete for the division.
Yeah, my three words are Pope Leo's Sox.
Yeah,
those White Sox, they're fun to watch, man. I mean, they got the youth movement with Murakami and Montgomery. Miguel Vargas, I guess, is sort of part of the youth movement. Sam Antonacci, and please keep the youth movement going. Please just make Grant Taylor the closer. He's awesome. They're fun to watch, really. Davis Martin, is Davis Martin this good? Probably not, but even if he regresses a little bit, he's awesome. So yeah, the White Sox, the AL is weak. I think if there's a chance for the White Sox right here it is.
This is their shot. This is their moment.
Absolutely. You only have one shot. Do not miss your chance to go.
Opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Yo. All right. Speaking of once in a lifetime, we have trivia.
Woo, yeah.
Woo. Unfortunately, no Bid McPhee today. We're doing a different gimmick. It is a fun gimmick. I hope it's fun for everyone involved. Fellas, there are some Major League Baseball players who, when you go on Wikipedia, they're not the first one that pops up.
Oh, this is going to be great.
I'm scared,
so sometimes you'll search for a player, and it's not the baseball player. Sometimes it's a comedian or a celebrity or what have you. So I have picked out a few players who are famous, but are they the most famous? I'm going to read a line from a player's or celebrity's Wikipedia page, and you have to tell me, is that baseball player or the celebrity?
I actually have kind of a funny thing on the same kind of line here. Those of you guys know my name is Alex Clark. There's another comedian by the name of Alex Clark. And very funny, by the way. I've listened to his stuff. He's solid. But yeah, so if I Google my name, there's no chance that I'm coming up anywhere near the top.
Fair. All right.
I have quite the opposite experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex, please pick a number between 1 and 100.
24.
All right. Mac.
42.
It'll be 59. Would you like to go first or second, buddy?
I'll go first.
All right. He will go first. All right. The name is Kenny Rogers.
Oh.
This line is it the baseball player or the singer? Rogers was born in Savannah, Georgia, and grew up on a 15-acre farm in Dover, Florida. So where's Kenny Rogers from? Which Kenny Rogers is from?
This
Georgia.
is
Moved to Florida.
That's a great question. I've been to the I'm blanking on the name of that cemetery in Atlanta, but Kenny Rogers is buried in there. So I'm gonna guess it's Kenny Rogers, the singer.
Oh, I would hope you're guessing it's Kenny Rogers because they're both named Kenny Rogers.
The gambler.
Unfortunately, it is.
What? It's Kenny Rogers, the pitcher? Oh my god.
Yes, it is. Yes, Kenny Rogers, the pitcher, the World Series champion, and World Series. He was an excellent pitcher for the 06 Tigers.
That's not a World Series champion, unfortunately.
With the Yankees, no.
What?
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Yankee?
Yeah, 1996 Yankees.
Oh wait, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I was getting my Yankee teams confused. All right, I'll take the L on that one. Damn.
All right, Alex.
All right,
and make this a little bit tougher for you, a little bit tougher, because this could be one of three players, or one of three people. They all have the same name. Will Smith. You must delineate if this is Will Smith, the catcher, Will Smith, the World Series champion pitcher, or Will Smith, the slapper.
So what you're trying to tell me is I have a 2 or 3 chance that it's player.
I guess. It's not Will Smith, the actor. I'll put it that way.
Okay, so I have to say between Dodger,
between the catcher and the pitcher.
Dodger or journeyman lefty.
Yes. All right. Okay. Smith attended Northgate High School in my hometown of Noonan, Georgia.
Okay, that's going to be pitcher.
That is correct.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was the answer there.
All right. Mac, you have another one that is actually not cross culture, but I'll be fair. Alex gets one, you get one. You must delineate between Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, okay.
His contemporaries in his hometown of Donora, Pennsylvania, did not think he would become a baseball star. They considered his best sport to be football, where he was a star wide receiver.
I'm going to go junior here.
That would be incorrect, unfortunately. What? That is about senior. Griffey himself considered football to be his best sport, followed by basketball and track, then only baseball. Basically like a new age Jackie Robinson, I guess, that baseball was his worst of his big four sports. So there you go. Alex, you can take a commanding lead here, 2-0. If I can pull up the right Wikipedia page. Is it I'm looking for the right one to make sure I get the right one. That's not his name. There we go. All right. It's a little bit different. This is Michael Scott, the Office character, versus Mike Scott, the Astros pitcher, and a older relative of Mac, probably his paralysis demon, someone in his nightmares. All right. Your decision is between Michael Scott, the Office character, and Michael Scott, the baseball. What happened? Okay. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Having trouble loading.
Okay, yeah, this is not okay. I was expecting this to be a little bit more helpful. Thanks, Wikipedia.
It be like that sometimes, man.
I might scrap that one because there's nothing that could be interchangeable. All right, we are going to go a different angle here. Mike Stanton, the left-handed pitcher, versus the player formerly known as Mike Stanton. That would be Giancarlo Stanton.
So I just pick between Mike and Giancarlo.
Yes, basically. All right. Stanton, where he played baseball, basketball, and football, but did not pitch in high school.
I'm going to go Mike.
Okay, Mike. Which I'm assuming the pitcher Mike in this case.
Yes, the pitcher Mike.
Okay, that is correct. Mike Stanton, the left-handed pitcher, did not pitch in high school, but he does host a podcast now.
Fair enough. Hey, something in common.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's 3-0 or 3-0. Yes, or
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. All right, you are being cooked, unfortunately. Any what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation. Do you need motivation? Do we need to sing more Eminem?
Nah, I think I got this.
Okay.
I'm Slim Shady. You sound the real Shady. All
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Slim Shady is just imitate.
Real Slim Shady.
Sure thing.
I can't go through too many more lyrics before we get demonetized.
Okay. Your player is named John Kennedy. John Kennedy. Is it?
What?
Yeah. Is it John Kennedy, the president of the United States, or John Kennedy, the he actually played at the same time Kennedy was in office briefly. He played for the Washington Senators. So while one was a senator, one was the president of the United States.
Great.
That's
all right.
That's brilliant. I love that.
John Kennedy. He was born in Chicago, Illinois, and attended Harper High School.
I have no clue. Wait, this I think has to be the reliever because I don't believe John F. Kennedy is from Chicago.
Okay, to be clear, it was an infielder. I don't know if I clarified that, but yes, John Kennedy. It is the third baseman. Or
pretty sure JFK is from Massachusetts.
That's what I thought too. Yeah,
his Wikipedia page says. There's also a shortstop, but this guy is the third baseman version. All right, Alex, this is for the win. If you don't get this right, I will let Mac have an opportunity to break it back for you. All right, this is one of my favorite bands in the world, Coldplay. The lead artist is Chris Martin, and it's also the same name as Chris Martin, the reliever, formerly of he might still be on the Boston Red Sox. All right, the line is Martin lived with his family in.
Before you say what it is, my aunt is a huge loves Coldplay, so if I do not get this right, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also a big Coldplay fan, so
we'll
see what happens here.
Shout out to Clocks. All right. Martin lived with his family in Zimbabwe when he was 10 years old. Shout out to Nate Landman, by the way.
That is going to be the member of the band, Coldplay.
That is the winner.
Let's go!
Wow. All right.
Congratulations. Good job, Alex. All right.
Wow. I had a feeling, I mean, you never know. Sometimes these, Alex Wilson, the relief pitcher, was born in Saudi Arabia. Like you never know there. Just like Brendan Donovan was born in Germany. Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
Or the Young-Hoo Lee was born in Japan, not Korea.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Roberts born in Okinawa.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough, yeah.
All right, congratulations, Alex. You get to host next week's trivia.
Yeah, you get to host next week.
Yeah, we get more silly trivia coming your guys' way.
Oh, boy. All right, and with that, we bring it to our moment to ourselves. Would anyone like to go first this week? Okay, I can go first. I'll talk about it.
Sounds good. Yep. All right, I'll count you down. Your time begins at 3, 2, 1, begin.
I'm not going to actually talk about the Cavs. They were so bad, it's not worth talking about. Kenny Atkinson, you're a clown. That's it.
Honestly, fair.
I thought you were going to dress like James Harden or something, but
no. The clown is Kenny Atkinson.
That's fair.
Expected score. It's 85 tonight.
Unhinged.
Screw off, man. Just listen. Actually, this. Okay, I am a proponent of analytics. I like analytics in baseball. I like analytics in football. I like analytics in basketball. Kinda. I don't like basketball that much anymore. Shh. I like analytics as a concept. I like getting an edge. I like working on the margins. But when you are in the playoffs, each game matters. You can do the expected score gimmick in the regular season and win 50 games or 64 games last year. Fine. Like the Braves, they're getting mollywopped right now by the Red Sox. I don't care because it's the regular season. And I know over the course of the full season, Bryce Elder's not going to allow 6 earned runs to start. Ronald Acuna is not going to go 0 for 4 every single night. Austin Riley's not going to go 0 for 4 every single night, so on and so forth. But it's the playoffs. If Aaron Boone or Walt Weiss or Dave Roberts or Don Mattingly or one of the other managers that is likely to be in the playoffs this year, if they lose the series, if Craig Counsell goes out and blows a series, they say, but expected, we had a better expected. I don't want to hear it. It's the playoffs. It's do or die. It's win or go home. You're going home. You can say, oh, well, we're the better team. I don't care. I can claim all I want. The Ravens were the better team against the Bills 2 years ago in the playoffs. I can claim all I want. They were actually better than the Titans. And they lost that playoff game by 16 points because they had a couple fourth downs and a couple turnovers. I can claim that all I want. I look really freaking dumb. So, Kenny Atkinson, when you talk to the media, understand in the playoffs, the only thing that matters is wins and losses. It doesn't matter what the expected result is. It doesn't matter if the Knicks had magnet ball. It doesn't matter if Josh Hart is 7 feet tall somehow. All that matters is you outscore your opponent. And you did not. You were up 22 points in the first quarter or in the fourth quarter of game 1. After that moment, I'm not even going to do the math here. This is not an exaggeration. They lost by 150 points the rest of the series. Like, basically, Mac is shaking his head, or is nodding his head in the background. You got obliterated. You got beaten so bad. If you were a dynasty of the ancient world, you would have been wiped off the map. You would not have a name. This is not a Roman Empire fell and yada yada. You wouldn't even have an empire name. You would be you're gone. You're off the map. You're not in the history books. You are not important enough to be in the history books. You are just wrecked. What are we doing? What's the point? What is the point of anything? Like Donovan Mitchell, listen, he did 30 points in game. Clap it up. Clap it up. Chris Paul, welcome back, buddy. Big 3 to cut the lead to 40. Good job. Evan Mobley, you're the same player you were 4 years ago. What are we doing? Jared Allen, why is Mitchell Robinson your father? Dude, figure it out. You're paid $30 million a year. You're a former All-Star. Figure it out. James Harden, I'm not even going to talk about James Harden. Because Garland was hurt last year. That's not really fair to James. Kenny Atkinson, you're a clown.
Yeah, frankly, I don't even know how analytics work in basketball. I'm going to be completely honest.
It's just like shot quality.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, is that so FIP in baseball or something?
Yeah, I guess to some degree. Like, I guess
yeah.
I see the point, but for the regular season, I get the point. But yeah. I would have the same argument if I was a Celtics fan. They had what lost the Cavs the series. 1 is Kenny Atkinson being a moron, and 2 is the Boston Celtics not beating the Sixers somehow.
Well, yeah, the Celtics. Man,
come on, Boston. All right. Who wants to go?
I'll go next.
Okay,
go.
Alex.
All right, someone coming down.
3, 2, 1.
All right, buckle in, boys. I'll talk about wrestling again. But no, I have a gripe that I have. I want to share with this here. I don't think that wrestling has to only be the actual fighting itself. And there are ways that you can get over and you could be fun and you could be a good wrestler without so much as even wrestling that much here. And I have 2 examples for you very easily. I like how our viewer count went down to 2 the moment I said the word wrestling. But number 1, Joe Hendry, my boy, my favorite wrestler right now. Here, he does wrestle. He's a very good wrestler, but it was his songs that got him over. And you know what? Great. Here, he has the unique ability of being able to make a hit song against any opponent that he works with. His song recently of "Can We Fire Logan Paul?" Just again, I'm here people just on the street here saying this and quoting it. It is insane. And then the other one is Danhausen. Danhausen does not wrestle very much. He's the guy that looks like a clown that curses people, and he's your number 1 merch seller right now. Just let people enjoy every part of what wrestling is. It doesn't just have to be someone that does the cool flip. It doesn't need to be the someone who's 7'8" and that can bench press 10,000 pounds and throw someone 15 feet. Wrestling is a lot more than that. That's why it's a show. That's why it is something that is a lot more than just a fight. If you want to fight, go watch UFC. If you want to fight, go watch boxing. If you want to fight, go watch a lot of reality TV. Let's be honest here. But if you want to watch a story, if you want to watch a story that includes also people getting suplexed and hit very, very hard here, because there is still a lot of those hits are very real still too. Watch wrestling. Give it an effort. But also, if you do like wrestling, don't make fun of people for liking certain wrestlers. Seriously, just because not every person is Obafemi does not mean that they are bad, right? Joe Hendry can be, 6 foot, whatever, 200 pounds here and come up with a guitar every time and will be just as much of a draw as someone who is, a big muscle guy here. I mean, let's take a look at some of the other big muscle people that are not drawing at all, like, let's say, Shelton Benjamin or a lot of the people in the what used to be the Hurt Syndicate here. Didn't get over near as much. No disrespect to them. They are amazing wrestlers, but you get my point here. Just let people have fun. If you enjoy wrestling, enjoy it.
I do not enjoy Danhausen.
Oh man!
Up.
Oh man, Danhausen.
He is okay. To be clear, he is a Detroit sports fan, right?
He is a Detroit.
Oh, then yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, because I do like the Red Wings, and he didn't uncurse the Red Wings or something. So I didn't like him from that
the
point
Mets either, man.
And he's like, I'm gonna curse the Cavs, buddy. The Cavs don't need cursing. They have been totally and entirely irrelevant outside of LeBron James. If you wanted, if anything, if there's anything you've learned in the last since LeBron left the Cavs in 2018, if you want to strengthen LeBron's GOAT case, it's not the title in the Lakers, it's not the assist title, it's not the scoring record, it's how inept the Cavs are. He took the Cavs out of the mud, and honestly, you could say this for MJ and the Bulls, so that's an entirely valid point because they've done nothing outside of MJ. If you are arguing LeBron is the GOAT, you can say, look at the Cavs without LeBron James. They get the number one pick three times in 4 years when he leaves. Now, one of those was Upper's pick. And then after he leaves the second time, they are hilarious playoff chokers. They are inventing ways to lose. They were up 22 against the Knicks, lost that game. They had multiple Pacers losses that are historic. They had the Raptors loss that was historic. They're just like gag artists.
Well, so what you're trying to tell me is that the only way that LeBron James can reach the GOAT status is if he overcomes a curse by Danhausen.
Maybe he could come back to but I guess this is also my messy argument why he's not the GOAT, because he didn't win for my team. Maybe he should win for my team. PSG, go PSG. They play on Saturday. All right, Mac, your turn, buddy.
All right, yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I went to a pretty awesome concert on Sunday at City Winery. So my dad discovered this band on YouTube probably when I was in high school, called Leonid and Friends. They're a group of guys from Russia and Ukraine who do covers of Chicago, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Steely Dan. Oh, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And we finally got a chance to go see them perform. My dad's wanted to see them for a while, and we happened to strike gold last month and noticed they were playing a show at City Winery. They had actually added a second show because of how popular they were. And also, I did not realize how popular these guys are. They are on this U.S. tour right now, and there were people sitting next to us who were trying to see them on Long Island, couldn't get tickets to the show on Long Island, so they came here. But then there were people who are from North Carolina. They were trying to see them in Charlotte. The show in Charlotte completely sold out, so they drove to New York to see them. And these guys are awesome. Like, seriously, they, the brass section is great. The singers are great. The guitars are great. The drummers, everything about them, they're so great. I'm really glad I got to go to this. I kind of, my dad was just like, what, I'm going to buy 3 tickets. And I was like, you know what, I'll go. I'll see what this is all about. I've heard their covers before. they're pretty good. Hearing them in person, I think they're even better in person. So if you guys are into that type of music, by any chance, I know they're playing some like yacht rock cruise next spring along Florida. But yeah, if you're into that type of music, I know I'm a huge Steely Dan fan. And I really like Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire, like all those bands that they cover. If you're into that stuff, go check these guys out. It's very hard to get tickets for their shows, but they're currently touring. They have like a whole Midwest and West Coast tour coming up this summer and into the fall. So if you got a chance, Lean It and Friends, find them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and check them out. They're really great.
Earth, Wind, and Fire is some of my favorite music. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they did. I think they played Fantasy and they played another Earth, Wind, and Fire song. I can't remember.
Do you remember?
That's the thing. That was their encore was September.
Okay.
Of course it was.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah, their first like big their first cover that like went viral was "Make Me Smile" by Chicago, and that's the name of their tour, the "Make Me Smile" tour. But yeah, they played like all the biggest hits. It feels like.
By the way, Ralph, Denhausen can uncurse them. It just takes real human monies and a lot of real human monies here to uncurse the team. So get on it.
So I have a theory. If you were a super rich billionaire, why don't you just own a sports franchise? Like I might not like the Mets, but I can appreciate Steve Cohen like being the white knight that tries to save the New York Mets. I hope he fails spectacularly, obviously, but I can appreciate the effort here. Like if you are like a donor with NIL, if you are a billionaire that happened to go to a random university, let's say I become a billionaire, what's stopping me from just pumping in? Okay, I don't mean this in any way like the Mormon Church does with BYU. Like, folks, come on. It's sort of pay to play in a way. But if I become a billionaire, podcast to the moon, why don't I just invest billions of dollars in Arizona or Boise State winning the national championship? That is my lifelong goal. That is, yes. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be doing it with Ashton Genty. Maybe Ashton Genty Jr. or something. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty the fourth.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I went to school with a guy who was Homer the fifth.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So he got a V in his name every year. So
Yeah,
shout out to Will Fuller too.
Yeah, on the Columbia swimming record board for a while, there was Adam Clayton Powell the fifth. That was pretty dope because also they're literally streets named after his relatives in New York.
That means
Nice.
if you knock out that homer though, you'll get to take 2 prize cards. Yeah, so that's always fun.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his family can't go in the treehouse. Only one of them can go in the Homer treehouse. Because no Homer's allowed.
No.
But one Homer's allowed. All right, that'll wrap us up for episode. I don't even remember how many we've done. Episode of the podcast. I'm Splash, joined by Mac and Alex. You can follow us on Twitter collectively at LAR_baseball. We're also on Instagram. I should post more. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Splashman19. Alex is at the Sports Guy 242. Mac is at Mathias_A_K. And for all of us that lost above replacement, we're going to flush today because the Braves got shut out. See you next week.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! It's a home run!